Today on Flame Display, we'll be reviewing Jazz for the Transformers Special Ops Reveal the Shield line. Recently, I went to my local flea market and I was able to find this really great version of Jazz for a great price. So I had to pick it up though. I've been kind of debating on doing a review on it, but I had to because I've been messing with it for over a month, and this is so far easily my favorite Transformer I have in my collection right now. So let's go ahead and do a review. Let you guys know what I think. This version of Jazz has that G1 inspired look, but it also has that like modern transformability, I want to say is a word. But it's done very, very well. Just the biggest thing that strikes me about this figure, though, is I'm a huge fan of the car it's based on. The Porsche 935, awesome car. Late 70s, early 80s, that car like dominated Le Mans and the 24 hours of Daytona, which freaking rocked, though. But the coolest thing I always like about Jazz are these like tires that he has for shoulder pads, which really rock on this figure. Also, another thing, too, is a lot of times Transformers don't really have the best face sculpt out there. But this one really works for Jazz. I don't know if you guys can tell with the light here, but it's got like a blue kind of visor that matches the rest of his paint job, which really rocks. So the front grilled chest just kind of makes him more bulkier than he usually should be, though. And this comes in at a really good scale, too. On the back of the figure here, the hood is done, not the hood, but the roof is done really nice as far as like using it for his back there, so it's not too much exposed. I also have these speakers here, too, so like if you want to pop them out and over, you can have Jazz blasting some tunes, man, just causing disruption. Awesome figure. The articulation is somewhat limited on Transformers, so I mean, the arms and legs got to move with the transformation of the character, though. But for the most part, though, the head works really well. You can tilt it in all kinds of different directions, back, forward, side to side. Arms work really well as far as the elbow is concerned, though. Shoulders are kind of limited. That's as far up. You can raise the shoulders. Not really a huge issue, though. But the knees, they also bend, too, as well. And the hip does got a little bit of room to it, though, too. I don't know if I can stand him up for a kick. Might be a little tricky, but it's worth a shot. The transformation for Jazz to go into vehicle mode is really easy on this one. You just go ahead and turn it around. You take this back and you pull it down. Then you take the arm joints by the shoulder. You just kind of spin it around. Have the shoulder kind of facing backwards, so when you fold the arms in. Next, we're going to go ahead and pull the front end. Pull it all the way up. The first thing you want to do is take the left arm and go ahead and put it in first. Next, grab the right arm and go ahead and slide in. You just want those two line up as much as you can. For the next step, you want to go ahead and maneuver the arms and just kind of have it laced around the body here so it fits nice and flush. And now we're going to connect the 2 feet right here. Now this spoiler right here, they move independently of each other, so you got to line them up first before you can get this thing slide in there. This might be the trickiest part right here, but there you go. To finish the back end out, though, this is actually kind of cool. These two things right here are going to be your seats for the car. So what you're going to do is you want to line them up, put them under. So when this connects right here, you're wondering what's going to happen with the feet. Well, they're kind of spring-loaded. They stay in place when it's in robot mode. And when you put it back, it just falls right in place. Closing the doors on Jazz is a little difficult, but I'm going to kind of take you through it step by step. The first thing you want to do is fold the speaker arm down. And see that little blue window right there? It's going to line up with the rest of it here. So when you go ahead and shut the door, it's going to line up just right. And there's a little hook here. And just like that. And one of the coolest features, though, for Jazz's weapon, all you got to do is just, it folds back in. Take the car, and there's 2 pegs for it. You can place it on either side you want. Well, it's hooked in there, it stays in there. And it's nice, too. So you're not going to lose, whenever you have it in vehicle mode, you're not going to really lose the weapon. So that's really awesome. For the detail of the vehicle mode, I can't judge it too harshly because this is an old vehicle, and I got it secondhand, so I don't know how much they play with it. The good news is, though, if they play with a lot, then they got a lot of joy out of it, though, I imagine. A lot of cool stuff, though, for sure. I really like the glass, how they did it pretty well. Headlights look really good as well as the fog lights. Some of the gaps are kind of tough. Like this is the best I can close the door on the driver's side. And obviously where he transforms with his shoulders and then where his head pops out, it doesn't really fit that well. But, you know, like I said, it's been used and abused. But it does retain that, like, Porsche 935 look to it. It's got a nice wide body rear end. And the spoiler, check that out. It's adjustable. But one of the features on this vehicle that really drives the nostalgia is this old sticker right here. Now, if you rub it, back in the day, if you rub the sticker, it lets you know which one it was. And now we know it's a freaking Autobot. You know, because back in the day, you didn't know if they were good or bad. That was the whole thing about robots in disguise. So for giving my final review on this figure, it's the first used figure I've ever done before, but I had so much fun playing with it and displaying it, I just had to go ahead and do a review. So I'm going to put its own little category. So the scores might be a little bit lower to kind of compensate for the wear and tear, but the fun factor is there though. The biggest thing that took me away with this figure was the fact that you could hide the gun underneath the vehicle, which was really cool. The freaking shield right there, you can reveal which if it's Autobot or Decepticon. I mean, like, I already know, but it's just fun. It takes me back. The speakers that pop up overhead right here, you can use it in automotive mode or robot mode, just a little extra added touch I like. So with this figure right here, 8.5 out of 10, solid for detail. For the posability on Jazz, this version right here is better than what I thought it'd be. I imagine there's probably a lot more highly detailed posable figures, but for this one right here, it's better than what I expected. And what I mean better than what I expected, I was kind of thinking G1 posability. This one gives you a little bit more. The hands really kind of pose a lot. You don't really have a whole lot of movement in the shoulder, but that's fine, really. The legs do move a little bit, and I was surprised by that. So posability, I got to give this one an 8.25 out of 10. And for the fun factor, I find myself picking this thing up more than any other of the other Transformers I own. Just put it in vehicle mode, looks super rad. I'm a huge car guy, so that's great. I got a bunch of other cars in the other room I just kind of sat next to. Robot mode, it's been my favorite in robot mode out of all the Transformers I have too. So with the fun factor, considering this is my most fun Transformer I own right now, 925, and that's saying a lot really for the fun factor on the Transformer. And thanks a lot, guys, for sticking around for the end of the video, though. If you guys like to, go ahead and leave a comment down below if you guys like to add anything. And also, on top of that, though, if you want to like and subscribe, it's highly appreciated on my end, though. I'm always pumping out new videos whenever I can. But until then, though, y'all take care of yourself. Big love out there.